So on the first point, sorry, the first peacekeepers. Yeah, sorry. So look, I think it's a little premature, being very honest, because at the moment we see no indication from Russia that it wishes to move in any manner or means towards peace. Because at the same time you're rightly asking me this question, Russia is continuing to bombard Ukrainian infrastructure, Ukrainian energy infrastructure. So these are questions for the future. What we must do now, I think, is very clearly as a European Council stand by Ukraine and make it clear that we will stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes, that any peace settlement has to be in line with the UN Charter, has to respect territorial sovereignty, and obviously has to crucially involve Ukraine and how it wishes its future to develop. Ireland does have a proud record of peacekeeping. I'm very proud of our peacekeepers. I think of them particularly at this Christmas time when they're away from their families, and thank them for their service. And obviously we have a very strict and clear criteria we apply to participating in any peacekeeping mission. So that's perhaps a conversation for another day. But wouldn't it be wonderful to get to the point where we can talk about how we maintain the peace rather than how we end the war? In relation to the issue of double standards, we have to be honest here. When we engage with the Global South, and Ireland engages with the Global South on a very regular basis, when we engage with countries from other parts of the world, from outside our neighbourhood, I hosted the Egyptian president in Dublin in recent days. You know, that issue of consistently applying international law to all conflicts and not just some does come up. And I've been very clear. I'm massively pro-European. I love the European Union. It's the European project, I think, is one of the most successful peace projects and economic projects in the world. I'm passionate about Europe, but we're not doing enough. We're not doing nearly enough to end the conflict or to help create the environment and circumstances in which the conflict can be brought to an end, in which, and I don't even want to call it a conflict, in which the brutal killing and maiming of civilians and the civilian population and civilian infrastructure can be brought to an end. And that's why Ireland and Spain and Norway from outside the EU and others since have recognised the state of Palestine. It's why we've consistently called for the EU-Israel Association Agreement to be reviewed, because we believe you have to use all levers at your disposal, and we'll continue to pursue that, because otherwise, when you gather in rooms in relation to Ukraine, there's a lot of other countries saying, well, hang on, how come you're talking to us about international law in relation to this conflict, but you're not applying it in relation to the Middle East?
Taoiseach.